conversation for the Premier League title. It was all about trolls. It was all about memes for the wrong reason. It was all about Arteta out. In 4 days' time from today, Arsenal, the league leaders, under the management of Mikel Arteta, whose birthday it was yesterday, congratulations to him by the way, leads Arsenal to the Etihad to face Manchester City, the Premier League champions, in what is regarded as Mikel Arteta's best test ever, as we continue to resurge towards the Premier League title for the first time in 20 years. And up until now, there is no news to the fitness of Bukayo Saka, Gabriel Magalhaes, and Gabriel Martinelli. On that note, I welcome you to Inside Arsenal on Eugene Talks Football. Keep your dial logged and enjoy this video. And don't forget, people, subscribe to the channel if you're new, like this video, and also share to your friends and family. Enjoy the video. We go straight to the business of the day, and the headline news for today is transfers. We continue to talk about transfers, like I told you, until the summer transfer window opens officially. Different players, several players, multiple players will continue to be linked with move to Arsenal. But this particular player is always in the news, it's always in the news, not just for Arsenal alone, but top European clubs, because he's on form, he's on red hot form, and it's none other than Viktor Gyokeres. And the source today from Ben Jacobs of Cut Offside says links continue to intensify for Viktor Gyokeres as suggestions Sporting, his club, would accept more than the release clause structural deal. Now, what this means is that, remember, his release clause is standing at 100 million euros. That is a very tough ask, if you ask me, because 100 million euros for Viktor Gyokeres. Viktor Gyokeres is a very important player for Sporting. He's one of their best players, scoring goals, racking up assists, doing everything good. He's one of the best strikers in Europe as we speak. So the news coming out right now is that he is on top of Arsenal's striking options, if it's not the only option. So Arsenal are not moved by his price tag, because as they continue to work to bolster the team coming for next season. So that's the update there on transfers. Arsenal continue to be linked with the move for Viktor Gyokeres of Sporting Lisbon, although it's not going to be an easy deal, but Arsenal are confident to land the Swedish striker come this summer. Arsenal are not the only clubs, like I said before. Other clubs are monitoring the situation, but Arsenal are front runners for the deal coming from Ben Jacobs of Cut Offside. Personally, if you ask me, Viktor Gyokeres is a fantastic player. He is very good with both feet, right and left foot. He's very good on them, and he knows where the goal is. He finds the back of the net. He can take on defenders. He has trickery. He's got everything. He can operate from the left wing, operate from the right wing, and I'm not surprised the reason why his price tag is so huge. So that's a bit of the update there, coming from Ben Jacobs of Cut Offside. Arsenal are front runners for the signing of Viktor Gyokeres of Sporting Lisbon. And to other news, congratulations once again to Declan Rice, as he eventually led the Three Lions out for the first time in his career, in his 50th cap. What a milestone for Arsenal's Declan Rice there. They faced Belgium yesterday in a game that ended in a 2-2 draw, although they struggled in large parts of the game, thanks to Jude Bellingham, that leveled scores in what is regarded as the last kick of the game. Yes, they dug deep to get that draw, but what a milestone for Declan Rice. Congratulations to him. And he remains the first Arsenal player to captain the Three Lions since Sol Campbell did that. So he is inducted into Arsenal's England captains with that feat for Declan Rice. And let's go to the international fixtures that Arsenal players were involved in last night. As I mentioned, yes, Martin Odegaard featured for 78 minutes for Norway against Slovakia. That game ended 1-1 draw. And Kai Havertz was in action for 73 minutes as they defeated Netherlands by 2-1. And of course, it was Declan Rice versus Leandro Trossard in a game between England and Belgium. Declan Rice saw out the entirety of that game while Leandro Trossard played 60 minutes. And of course, I keep talking to Didier Deschamps and he keeps listening to me. All right. So, so I spoke extensively on the issue between the France coach and William Saliba, the fact that he keeps ignoring that player. But last night he featured William Saliba in France game versus Chile, and Saliba played 90 minutes in that game where they defeated Chile 3-2. But I will come back to that particular story. You know, there is an opinion that I have concerning about what is going on between Saliba and his national team manager. So that's it there. And on the European qualification places from the playoff games that were played last night, from qualifying for the remaining spots for the European tournament. Jakub Kiwior and Alexander Zinchenko were involved in those particular fixtures. Wales tackled Jakub Kiwior's Poland for a place in the playoffs of the European competition. And congratulations to Jakub Kiwior, as Poland qualified for the European tournament via penalty shootouts against Wales. The game ended in a goalless draw, and they went into penalties that saw Poland qualify ahead of Wales. Congratulations to Jakub Kiwior once again for that one. And Zinchenko was on in the 64th minute for Ukraine as they saw off Iceland 2-1 to also qualify for the European tournament. So that's a massive congratulations to Alexander Zinchenko and Jakub Kiwior there, as they got their tickets for the European Championships. Okay, yes, we'll talk about William Saliba and his national team coach. Listen, remember when Arsenal just signed William Saliba from Saint Etienne? When he came to Arsenal, in the first season, he was used sparingly, and when Mikel Arteta came, he was loaned out. He was loaned back to France, and he spent 2 seasons in France, first for Nice and Olympique Marseille. And when reports emerged of the reason why Saliba was on loan and not playing for Arsenal, you know, the manager then said he wasn't ready. He wasn't ready. And you would recall that Saliba kept his cool, he kept his composure. He wasn't really in the media, he wasn't responding, he wasn't saying anything. What a lad. You know, that's the sort of player you see, you look into his future and see that he's going places. He's so focused on his football. He doesn't listen to criticism. He doesn't listen to whatever anyone is saying. He knows the talent, he knows the quality that is embedded in him. So it's for him to show it on the field of play whenever he gets the chance. And even when he was on loan in France, he was, exceptional both for Nice and Olympique Marseille. And when he got back to Arsenal, he got his starting berth, he got his position. So I believe, I am just saying, this is my personal opinion, I believe the same thing is happening with his national team. You don't see him come out to respond to the manager to say this or to make cryptic posts and all of that. He kept his cool, he kept his composure, he kept his head down. And that is what is expected of exceptional players. So I believe that give this guy 1 year, 2 years more. So in my opinion, I was fuming yesterday with the manager, but now I've come to reason with the manager. There may be an understanding that they have that we do not know about. You know, it's easy to come out here to say things that you have to know what is going on down in the dressing room. There isn't any rift between the manager and William Saliba. It's all about understanding. You remember, William Saliba is not really an old member of that squad. And there are other central defenders in the team. I don't expect William Saliba to just walk into the France team. They are one of the best teams in the world, if not the best. So I believe with time, William Saliba, being the quality player that he is, will always get his position in that squad. So that's my take on that. I don't know what your suggestion is. Whatever your point is, make it known in the comments, and we'll also access that. And lastly, before we go, let's look at the game at the Etihad on Sunday. Manchester City versus Arsenal. There's lots of injury concerns from both teams, but we'll first talk about Arsenal. Up until now, there is no new update concerning the fitness of Bukayo Saka, Gabriel Martinelli, and Gabriel Magalhaes. But this is not the first time the club has kept mutes on the availability of players, and until the day of the game, and you see them file out for that particular game. So that's my confidence. I believe that the trio will be ready, will be fit and ready for that game. I have no atom of doubt that they will be ready for that game, because though none of them has been pictured in training. But I believe that they are keeping fit, they are training, they are doing well. I believe that they will be ready, because there is no update to say that they have lengthy injuries, or they've been laid off, or they're not going to be available for the game. There's just silence, there's quietness. So that's a clear indication that they will be available for that game. I'm very confident. I'm not saying there is news that they are fit or available, but it's my opinion, it's my feeling. I believe that they will be fit and ready for that game. And talk about Manchester City. The game between England and Brazil. Kyle Walker came off in the early minutes of the game with a hamstring injury. And in the game against Belgium yesterday, John Stones also was subbed off in the 10th minute of the game with what is regarded as an abductor injury. And of course, for Switzerland, Manuel Akanji has also returned to Manchester he has pulled out of the national team due to injury. So that's a massive blow for Manchester City going into this game, as their entire back line is injured. These three players are their top defenders. So to hear that they are injured and there's no news about their availability, well, that's good news for Arsenal if you ask me. But there is no update. I believe that there will be updates, in the next couple of hours or days or thereabouts. So that's the news out there. Let me know what your thoughts are on the news so far. Share your comments. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't done that. Like the video and more importantly, hit the notification bell. As you do that, you'll be the first to get our news as it's uploaded. Thank you always for your support. Thank you very much. As we see you again, thank you. Peace.